What's up, guys? This is real life here. We got Mike from Exhilarate
and Nick from Focus Training
and Oliver, here he is, helping us out today.
Yep.
We just finished out our 12 o'clock workout. We're all sweaty, but we're coming at you to show you a little tip, something we saw today and we see quite often.
Yeah. So we had lunge as part of the workout today. It was a variation of a lunge. That's not as important right now. What is important is essentially how we are trying to teach a lunge from this point forward. As Mike was taught and how Mike began teaching me, I was always taught the rigid back, the proud chest with the squats and the lunges, meaning my head stays up, my eyes are forward, I have the rigid back, okay, very tight, and then my chest is proud. And even, oh my goodness, even sitting in this position right now, my groin is hurting, my lower back immediately took pressure. So we see that same thing with the lunge. We're dropping in, the eyes are forward, right, the back is straight, and the chest is proud. Once again, I can feel my groin and my hip just, they're not happy at all right now. Yeah. So Mike started at the gym that I was working at, and I had gone through years of essentially what I was learned in my education, my certification, and then he came in with what seemed like a completely different concept. Immediately gravitated towards that, so I'll let you get into that right now.
Yeah, coming up, I was taught the same thing, was doing the same thing as I trained for a long time. But what I noticed, I was getting a lot of low back injuries, a lot of neck injuries, shoulders even. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to find a mentor who showed me the difference between a exercise squat or an exercise lunge and a movement lunge. All right. So what we're going to show you here, a couple of things. One of the things we saw, or we see frequently, is when you're doing your squat or your lunge, hands on the hip. All right. So if you watch Nick, when he does it, it essentially locks up this upper back. All right, with the hands on the hip. We get movement throughout the spine, and this is where Oliver comes in. All right, we're going to show you Oliver. All right. See the different segments of the spine? Within each one, we get a little bit of movement. All right. As we get higher on the spine, as we go up, we get a little more movement. Get back on the screen. All right. Kind of like a tree blowing in the wind, it bends and then it comes back, okay? If we lock up any part of this, then the movement has to come from somewhere else, typically that low back. Okay? So, like Nick was showing you when he was doing that lunge with his hands on his hip, or even if he's just doing it with his chest up, all right, he's locking this part up, all right? So now he's immediately feeling tension here, that pressure here. All right, so what we're kind of showing you is by just, if he does a little reach, all right, you see some movement come out of this upper back here. All right, and essentially it's just allowing the vertebrae to get some movement, and then when he comes up, he's going to get tall. So again, that tree blowing in the wind, it's going to bend, it's going to come back. Perfect, yeah. So again, big difference again. When I heard the concept, it was like a light bulb. It was just like, wow, it made so much sense. When I did it myself, I just felt a huge difference because I had some chronic back issues. So it was just a huge light bulb for me. It made me change completely the way I looked at my training. It's an ongoing process. I'm still learning, but that's one of the things we're trying to bring to you, bring with this training that we're doing. So. Stay tuned. We're going to always be hitting you up with some more little tips and whatnot. And
we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining.
See you.